The early morning sun shimmered on the waves as Liam, a seasoned fisherman, cast his nets into the vast blue expanse of the Pacific. His boat, the mariner's hope, rocked gently on the tide. The salty air filled his lungs as he scanned the horizon. Fishing was his life. It wasn't glamorous, but it provided, and out here, away from the chaos of the world, Liam found peace. As the hours passed, his nets grew heavier with the weight of the catch. But as Liam pulled one in, something unusual snagged his attention. Amid the writhing fish was a shape too sleek, too smooth to be anything ordinary. His heart dropped as he realized what he'd caught, a dolphin, its silvery gray body twisted awkwardly in the net. Its large, intelligent eyes locked onto his, radiating panic and pain. "Easy there, buddy," Liam murmured, his voice calm despite the adrenaline surging through him. He reached for his knife, working quickly but carefully to untangle the animal. The dolphin thrashed weakly, its movements growing sluggish. Minutes felt like hours, but finally, the last thread of the net gave way. The dolphin remained motionless, floating beside the boat, as if unsure of its freedom. Liam leaned over, gently stroking its side. "Come on, you're free now." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the dolphin let out a soft whistle and dove beneath the waves. Relief washed over Liam, but it was short-lived. He noticed blood trailing in the water. One of the dolphin's fins had been injured. He hesitated. Dolphins were resilient, but the open wound could spell danger if predators were nearby. "You've got to make it," he whispered, watching the ripples fade into the distance. The day wore on, but Liam couldn't shake the encounter. That night, as he docked his boat, the ocean seemed eerily silent. The usual calls of seabirds and the rhythmic crash of waves felt muted, as though the sea itself was holding its breath. Little did Liam know, his act of kindness had set something extraordinary in motion, something the ocean had not witnessed in centuries. The following morning, Liam set out on the water again, his mind still on the injured dolphin. The ocean was unusually calm, the surface like polished glass reflecting the pink hues of dawn. It felt serene but oddly unnatural. As he ventured farther out, Liam noticed something peculiar. Schools of fish swam in synchronized patterns, creating intricate shapes that seemed almost deliberate, spirals, circles, and lines that looked like ancient symbols. "Never seen anything like this," he muttered, pulling out his old camera to capture the phenomenon. Suddenly, the water erupted with movement. Dolphins, dozens of them, broke the surface, their sleek bodies leaping and diving in perfect unison. At the center of the pod was the dolphin Liam had rescued, identifiable by the wound on its fin, now bandaged with seaweed. "Is that for me?" Liam murmured, staring in disbelief. The pod swam closer, surrounding his boat in a protective circle. The rescued dolphin surfaced, its intelligent eyes meeting his again. It let out a series of whistles and clicks, a melody that felt almost like a song. Liam leaned over the side of the boat, listening intently. He couldn't understand the sounds, but they resonated deep within him, as if the dolphin was trying to communicate. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, the pod dove beneath the surface. Liam's boat rocked gently as the water stilled, leaving him in awe. The day continued, but the ocean seemed different. Liam's nets came up fuller than ever before, almost as if the sea itself was rewarding him. He hauled in his catch, but his thoughts lingered on the dolphins. By evening, Liam docked his boat, his mind racing. He shared the story with his neighbor, an old sailor named Caleb. "Sounds like you've been marked," Caleb said, his weathered face serious. "Marked?" Liam raised an eyebrow. "A bond like that isn't ordinary. Dolphins don't forget kindness. The ocean has its own ways, lad, and it pays its debts in ways you can't imagine. That night, Liam couldn't sleep. He sat on the pier, staring at the moonlit waves. Suddenly, the water began to glow faintly, bioluminescent swirls lighting up the dark sea. The same patterns he had seen earlier emerged, dancing on the water's surface. Liam felt an inexplicable pull, an urge to follow. Grabbing his flashlight and oars, he boarded his small rowboat and paddled out. The glowing symbols seemed to guide him, leading him farther from shore. When he reached the center of the glowing designs, the water below churned violently. Liam gripped the boat's edge as a towering column of water rose before him. Inside, shimmering with an otherworldly light, was the rescued Dolphin. It wasn't alone. Shapes began to emerge from the depths, massive shadows that moved with grace and purpose. The ocean wasn't just responding to his kindness, it was preparing to reveal its deepest secret. Liam's heart pounded as the column of water stabilized, the glowing patterns intensifying around him. The dolphin he had rescued swam gracefully inside the watery vortex, its movements deliberate, almost ceremonial. Surrounding it were massive forms, whales, sharks, and sea turtles, creatures that rarely shared space in such harmony. Suddenly, the dolphin let out a resonant whistle, its tone deep and commanding. The water around Liam's boat began to shimmer, and he felt an electric charge in the air. The ocean seemed alive, pulsating with an energy he couldn't comprehend. As the light grew brighter, Liam shielded his eyes. When he dared to look again, he saw something that defied explanation. Rising from the depths was an ancient structure, its coral-encrusted walls glistening under the moonlight. It looked like a temple, its pillars carved with symbols resembling the patterns Liam had seen in the fish and on the glowing water. The dolphin swam to the temple's entrance and turned back to Liam, letting out a series of clicks and whistles that sounded like an invitation. "You want me to follow you?" Liam asked, his voice trembling. The dolphin nodded, an unmistakable gesture, and disappeared into the temple. Liam hesitated for a moment, then dove into the water, the bioluminescence lighting his way. As he approached the temple, he felt no fear, only an overwhelming sense of purpose. Inside, the walls glowed with the same patterns he'd seen earlier. At the center of the chamber was a massive pedestal, atop which rested a crystalline orb that pulsed with a soft, rhythmic light. The rescued dolphin swam around it, its gaze fixed on Liam. When Liam reached the pedestal, the orb seemed to react, its light intensifying. He placed his hand on it, and a flood of images and sensations filled his mind. Visions of the ocean's history, its beauty, and its plight. He saw vibrant coral reefs, teeming with life, and desolate wastelands destroyed by human neglect. The dolphin's voice echoed in his mind. Though it wasn't words, Liam understood. The ocean was entrusting him with its message, a call to protect and restore its beauty. When the vision ended, Liam felt an overwhelming sense of clarity. He returned to the surface, the glowing temple sinking back into the depths as if it had never been. The dolphins and other creatures circled his boat one last time before dispersing into the vast blue. Back on land, Liam felt different. His once simple life as a fisherman now carried a profound responsibility. He began sharing his story, using the images and knowledge the ocean had gifted him to advocate for its protection. Word spread quickly, and Liam's tale inspired a movement. People from all walks of life began taking steps to heal the ocean, from reducing pollution to protecting marine habitats. Though Liam never saw the temple again, the glowing patterns would occasionally reappear on the water, a silent reminder of the bond he shared with the ocean. And every now and then, the dolphin he had saved would surface near his boat, as if to say, "Thank you." The ocean had responded to Liam's act of kindness in a breathtaking way, not just by revealing its secrets, but by trusting him to be its voice in a world that desperately needed to listen.